What's going on? It's Casey from kc-sounds.com. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Casey. I've got over 10 years experience producing beats. I've been using Logic Pro since 2008 and I upload videos on how to use Logic Pro, how to mix and how to make beats. Sometimes I might throw in a little behind the scenes of what I've been up to in my producer journey. So today's video, I want to give you 3 tips on creating custom drum kits. So anytime you open up your session to make a beat, you don't have to waste time trying to find samples or creating new drum kits. After this video, you have templates ready to go. So anytime you open up your session, you're away. So there's 2 ways that I like to use Logic to create drum kits. And that's using UltraBeat and the EXS24. I know there's another drum sampler in there, but I haven't really used it, if I'm honest, and I haven't spent much time with it, so I can't really tell you about that one, to be honest with you. So what I like to do with my kits is, the first one I'm going to show you is a full kit that you can create using the EXS24 sampler. So you open up the EXS24 sampler and you click edit, so the edit window's there. So say for example you want kick, clap, snare, like the usual stuff, you know, kick, clap, snare, percussion. So you choose that, you drag and drop it into your EXS24. I like to start my kicks on C1, so I'm just going to click OK, and then I'm going to have to move these notes around. So I want my kick on C1, clap next to it, hi-hats, and then perks. So kicks on C1, snare C sharp, hi-hats, and that's an opener, that'll do anyway, just for demonstration purposes. And then you got a perk there and another perk. So this is cool for your drum kits. Like if you really want to, you can fill up the whole octave range of different sounds right the way across, but for now I'm just going to show you with a couple. So that's done. Got my kick, snare all mapped out onto the keyboard. So what you want to do now is click on, just X out of that by clicking that little red dot, save it. I'm going to save this as Dope Kit 2 because I think I've made the Dope Kit 1 already. So Dope Kit 2, and this is cool and all, but I feel like it's limited because you can't tune it. So you can't really tune your kick. So if you want to tune your samples, everything's going to be tuned. So you hit that tune knob, everything's tuned. So that's why I feel like it's a bit of a downside to creating a drum kit that way. If that doesn't bother you about tuning your kits, then that's an option for you. So the next option, what you can do to get around that, is create one shots in the EXS24. So you pull up your EXS24 sampler, mono or stereo, doesn't matter. And then the same thing again, open up the edit window. So I'm just going to choose a kick this time. No, actually, sorry. I'm going to choose a hi-hat. I want a closed hat though this time. Where's the closed hats? No closed hats. What's going on? Open hat. That must be closed hat. Yeah, so we've got the closed hat now. I'm gonna hit save. So what I like about this now is you can have the because the hi-hat's been mapped across the whole of the keyboard, now you're gonna have different tones. So that's gonna create some different elements, different sounds to your beats. So instead of just keeping it on one note, you can, if you're that type of producer that likes to add a bit of interest, then that's an amazing tool to create that sound. So that's how you create a one shot on the EXS24 sampler. You can do that with your kicks, you can do that with your snares, anything, any instrument, any percussive instrument, you can do that. The only thing with doing it that way is you're gonna have to create different instruments, different instances of the EXS24 to have a full drum kit. So for example, you're going to have one for your hats, and then you're going to have another one for your kick. So we can name that dope kick. Dope kick. So original, so creative. So now the only thing with that, like I said, is you're going to have all these different instances of kits. So you're going to have your kick, you're going to have your hi-hat, you're going to have the clap, you're going to have the snares. And for me, I feel like it just takes up too much space in the arrange window. And if that works for you, then do that. Like I always say, it comes down to what works for you. But I'm not too sure about that way, if I'm honest. So what I like to do is use the UltraBeat. So with the UltraBeat, what I like about the UltraBeat is you can create a whole drum kit in the UltraBeat, and for every single hit, every single shot, every single sound can be tweaked. So that's why I like to use the UltraBeat sampler. So for example, I can create a kick down there, I can put a snare in here. So I'm just quickly naming this. So for example, I can drop a kick. Where's that gone? I can drop a kick in here, so kick will be on that one. That'll be C1 again. Actually C0, 9. C0. Then we've got the snare. And then we've got the hi-hat. We're gonna go for the same one again. And then we've got the open hat. So all you need to do is just select. And if you notice down here, you get a space where you can drag and drop the sample in onto. So we've got the open hat. So we've got all our sounds there, and you can do that right the way up for 25 different samples. The only thing with this now is you can tune it, but then that's going to be the sound for that particular sound. So for example, if I want to tune the hi-hats, I'm not going to get the hi-hat runs like I did with the EXS24. So by using the pitch slider, you can go and change a different note. And to go back to what it was originally, just press Alt and click, and you're back to where it was. If you want to change anything, you just use that pitch slider. But bear in mind, once that's changed, then that's it. It's not like the EX24 where it's mapped across the whole keyboard for that one particular note. That's why I like UltraBeat so much, because it just feels for me that I can just make a kit in here and then save it. So I'll save as, and we're gonna call this one, guess what I'm gonna call it? Actually, I'm not even gonna save it. So you just go into save as, put in there what you want to call it, and that's your dope kit. So you can create as many templates as you want, as many different variations, or just naming something different. So every time you go back into finding drums, it's there, it's ready for you to go. So just to quickly recap, there's the EXS24 sampler that you can just drag and drop samples into. If you're gonna make it a one-shot sampler, so you're just gonna have one snare in there, then bear in mind that you're gonna have to have different instances of the samplers for a full drum kit. The UltraBeat is compact. You just got one instance of the instrument of the VST, and then you've got your whole kit mapped onto 25 different keys on the keyboard. Then the other option is to use the EXS24 sampler and drag and drop different samples, kick, drums, snares, claps, and whatever. But then you won't have the option to tune. Actually, I'm lying. There is a way that you can change each note. I lied. I just remembered. You can change each note, but then it gets complicated. You can change the pitch. So for example, so if you do want to change the note, the sound of the sample that you dropped in, you just go to pitch and just change it there. But for me, I feel like it would just take ages to do that, so I'd rather not do it that way. So one bonus tip as well for you. So if you've got UltraBeat and you don't know how to open up a clean slate, I've left the download in the description, so you can just drag that into your sampler instrument folder and you just click on clean slate and it will have empty boxes for you to drop your samples in. But if you don't want to do that, all you need to do is go to your UltraBeat and unload sample, and then all you do simply is save as, name it clean slate or whatever you want to call it, so you know that it's an empty UltraBeat instrument, and then save it, and then you're away. So I hope I didn't confuse you in that video. Just showing you the 3 different ways that you can create custom drum kits using the UltraBeat sampler and the EXS24 sampler. Hit me up on Instagram. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram. I'm always posting up little behind the scenes of what I'm up to, little tips and tricks that I don't always put on YouTube. I don't get the time to, or it's just too small to put on YouTube. If the video has helped at all, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload something new. As per usual, I appreciate your time and thank you for watching. Music is life. Peace.